think we're live.
Are we live?
Are we live?
We're living.
We're living.
Live.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Brianna Rodriguez. I'm the managing editor here at Backstage. Today, I'm joined by a very special guest.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm doing well.
Good.
This is Mr. Ryan.eggold.
How's it going?
It's going. I think they're okay.
I like your glasses.
Thank you.
Yeah, those
Thank
are
you.
cool.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
If you guys don't know Ryan, he's on the Blacklist.
Mm-hmm.
He's also writer, director, producer,
Mm-hmm.
composer,
Dancer,
dancer.
professional origami artist,
Amazing.
and rainbow catcher.
Is that your special skills on your resume?
Yes. Horseback riding.
Rainbow catcher?
Archery
Amazing.
is on there. Whatever
Awesome.
you need. Yeah.
You're just jack of all trades over here.
I'm ready.
Okay. So your film, you have a new film out?
Yes.
So all of those titles apply to the new film.
Yes.
Called Literally Before Aaron.
My first film
Your
behind the
first
camera.
film.
Very
Directorial
exciting.
debut.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's cool.
Tell us a little bit
Nervous,
about that.
excited. A couple years ago, I wrote a short film called Literally Right Before Aaron. That came out of an experience I was having in a breakup in a relationship in my own life, and needed to get a few things out on the page, and made this short and really had a great time, and people saw it and really connected to it, and you know, folks would come up after they saw it and tell me their own story of a breakup of theirs, or a time they went to an ex's wedding, or one ex came to theirs, or some version of this story happening in their own life, and I just found out that it was really relatable, which was really cool to discover.
It must have been so interesting going from a long arc on television into this kind of film world.
Yes.
Talk about a little bit the Blacklist, and then we'll get back into Right Before Aaron. But going into season 5,
yes,
as Tom Keane, what has that been like? What has that experience been like to be able to sustain a character over that period of time?
It's cool, you know, when you are playing the same character on a TV show for years, it can become routine, and with this character, he's been so different.
Yeah.
He's put on so many different masks and been
Spoiler
down.
alert.
Yes, but yeah, so many different roads and different tones and such for the character. So it's kept it interesting and been really fun to play.
Yeah. What would you say to an actor who's on set, going on a TV set for the first time after
Going onto a TV set for the first time?
Yeah.
Don't blow it. Don't.
Easy advice.
Don't ruin everything. Just millions of dollars resting on your shoulders. No, I'm kidding.
No pressure.
Yeah. Gosh, going onto your first set, I would say just keep your ears open, you know, listen, and pay attention and have fun, and don't take it too seriously, and don't stress yourself out, and don't, you know what I mean? Just try to let go a little bit and do what you know how to do.
You've been on so many TV shows.
Yeah, a few, yeah.
Has there been a time where you messed up on set and you were like, this is what you shouldn't do? Here's an example of what you shouldn't do.
Gosh, I know there has been. I can't think of a time. No, can you think of a time? What? There was I messed up on your set, kind of. I was I was working on this incredible film called The Disappearance of Eleanor Rigby. I had a very, very small part, and that one of our producers, Cassandra Kulakunis, produced, and I had the horrendous, difficult task of kissing Jessica Chastain.
Oh no!
Which is really hard.
I'm so sorry.
It's really hard to do, and I really had to get in character and psych myself up. You know, she's very, you've seen her. It's hard. So, so I kept trying to go out the door, and I forget exactly what it was, but I was going out the door the wrong way. It was like I needed to go left and go. It was something so simple, and the way that our bodies were, it just kept going awkwardly, and then.
She pushed you out.
And then she shoved me out on one take, and it was great because you know.
Was that the final? Was that what made it in?
Yeah, so it made it in because she is like, get the hell out of here. Yeah.
That's amazing.
That's what happens when I kiss girls. Is they shove me violently out the door, say no thanks. Yeah.
But being an actor and then getting onto set as a director must have been such a great. Feeling for you.
It was, yeah. I mean, working as an actor, I think you pick up a lot of things that you don't even really appreciate or that you kind of take for granted, because you're reading so many scripts all the time, so you're just absorbing material and what kind of writing you like and what kind of writing you don't like, and you're getting a better understanding of story. And then, when you're, playing scenes and making choices as an actor, some of those choices are very similar to the choices you make as a director. It's just that you're trying to accomplish that from a different perspective. And so, yeah, it was really, really helpful, and it's really fun. And I obviously love actors, so it was really fun to work with this cast. This cast is amazing.
Yeah.
And we were very lucky, and so it was really great to watch them and sort of offer my 2 cents when I could.
Yeah, you've got a great cast.
Yeah.
Justin Long, Smolders,
Mm-hmm.
John Cho.
Yeah, where is John?
Who's literally right behind us.
He's right there. Yeah,
You can
there's
kind of
half of his face. Just handsome
It's
man.
right there. He's so great.
He is so lovely, John Cho.
Yeah.
He's a terrific actor and a really terrific person. Ryan Hansen's in there, Dan Delaney, Kristen Shaw, Leah Thompson, Lily Guzman, Peter Gallagher, a bunch of great folks, Brady Heon, Charlene Yee, Charlotte McKinney, a lot of folks, Malcolm Barrett, a bunch of great folks. Yeah.
So how would you describe your directorial style?
Gosh, I would say that it was my first time, and I was stumbling through, and I'm learning, and I'm getting there. But I did steal a lot from a lot of great people. So I guess my style is thief. I tried to steal from Mike Nichols. I tried to steal from Woody Allen. I tried to steal from Noah Baumbach. I tried to steal from all these guys that I really appreciate. And gals, Nora Ephron is amazing. Rob Reiner, a bunch of people. But I don't know it yet. I'd like to make another film, and I know that I kind of have a natural proclivity for like that very kind of honest, intimate, handheld, close kind of thing. Just because as an actor, it kind of allows you to get in there with the camera and really be kind of fluid and not be so static or too designed. And it can be a little more natural that way. So I like that. But I'm still learning.
Are you big on rehearsal? Are you big on improv on set? How loose, how strict are we talking here?
Right. That was a discovery. As an actor, I've always enjoyed to improvise a little bit. I think it's helpful, and there's a balance that you have to find. I think, or at least I think we tried to find by the end of the shoot, because if you have to remember that everyone said yes to this script and saw something in it and that you worked on it and that you're here to do this, and so you've got to kind of remember that and stick to it, and hopefully after reading it a billion times before you get to set, there's mostly there are things that work, so you got to remember what the original intention was and try to get that. But improvisation can lead to really honest moments and surprising moments and happy accidents and really big laughs, and keep things honest in a fun way. So, and if you do too much improvisation, you can kind of get lost in a soup of, where you get off track from the train that you're trying to run. So yeah, there's a balance.
I like this idea that it's kind of this like anti-rom-com. Is that what you've kind of been discovering?
Sure, yeah, I like that. Yeah, definitely. We're definitely trying to play within the genre and kind of bend it a little bit. And, the greatest compliment I've heard is that it's more like life than your typical romantic comedy. And that's what I'd really like to hear, because that was kind of the intention.
Yeah. So talk a little bit about your development in terms of characters. What did that process look like for you? I mean, obviously it was a little bit based on your own experience.
Yeah, certainly.
But in terms of making those people feel real, like real life characters.
Right. The actors have so much to do with that, because you write it and then they embody it and make it human and honest, hopefully. But in terms of developing them, this story really revolves around Adam, so that was the biggest piece of the puzzle, and we tried to find a balance of making him kind of.
And Adam is Justin Long's character.
Adam is Justin Long, the protagonist of the film. He's the one who's going to his ex-girlfriend's wedding, and he does some unlikable things. He's not a perfect guy. He's very flawed, and he's kind of stunted, and he's stuck when we first meet him, and he's not really. He makes a lot of wrong choices in the film, which I think is more interesting to watch in a movie, because movies are generally about change, I think, at the most simplest, most base form, and what it takes to change. So it was striking that balance of trying to understand his motivation and not dislike this guy, and then of course you cast Justin Long, who's very likable and very charming and very funny, and he helps a great deal, do that.
Were there films that you watched to kind of inspired you?
There was a bunch. The Graduate was a big influence, particularly in terms of the protagonist and how kind of stunted he is and how kind of stuck and paralyzed by this overwhelming sense of indecision and fear of the future, and that stuff kind of that journey really, you know, made its way in there. Another film of his is Carnal Knowledge, which is a great film, which is of Mike Nichols, which is about these characters whose views of love and relationships change over the course of their whole lives. And we're dealing with a breakup, and you know, we're kind of in the past and the present in this movie, so the notion of how people change over time was very much present. But again, all those people I said before, Nora Ephron, Woody Allen, Rob Reiner, Albert Brooks, you know, all those kind of, Noah Baumbach, all those kind of folks. I watched all that stuff. Yeah, there's a great movie called Greenberg that has an amazing protagonist that Ben Stiller plays, who's extraordinarily unlikable, and it's so funny to me. But again, you empathize with him because you understand, you know, where that he's hurting, where he's coming from, and what he's trying to accomplish, or that he's awkward and uncomfortable. Yeah. So you kind of forgive him, you know, because hopefully you've been there too.
Yeah. What was the biggest challenge with getting this film made or off the ground, or?
Should I invite one of
I
my
was actually going to
producers?
Say, we could talk about the process
this
of
because as it just so happens,
hello,
Ms. Alex Riz-Keen is to my left, right here.
Hi,
producer on
joining
Literally
the
Before
party.
Aaron. Yes.
One of the producers. We had
you.
many amazing producers on this film.
Thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
Like how you just like swooped in there.
Yeah,
join the party.
Let's move.
No, yeah, we you were asking the biggest challenge. I mean, I don't want to answer for Ryan, but I definitely think, I mean, he came to me having this script that was ready to go. It had a lot of pre-production done already, thanks to Cassandra, who you mentioned earlier, and they were kind of a train leaving the station, ready to go, pre-production, casting already started, and our production company is very new, so we were like, okay, this is a great Risk Pictures, so this was a great opportunity for us to take on a full first project and really kind of swoop in and learn as well as we go. You know, Ryan was learning as a director, and we were learning as producers.
A lot of stumbling through, which the protagonist is doing. It all comes back to stumbling. It's really just about stumbling through. As we do in life. Yeah.
So you approached.
My friend Sean Replier, who's also over here,
we gotta
is
like
very
say
handsome.
hello. We have a party going on in here.
Look how handsome he is. We were chatting, and in terms of getting the film going, I was talking to a few companies, and we were kind of piecing our budget together and all these things, and then I was talking with Sean about it, and Sean is working with Risk Pictures with Alex, and
we met on the Blacklist, Sean and I actually.
So
it all comes back to the Blacklist.
Yes, exactly. It all started
with
a fall day, and then we sat down, and they really got the script and had a great take on it, and then we decided to do it.
I feel like not a lot of actors get the behind the scenes nitty gritty of what actually it takes to get a film made, especially in the indie space.
Yes.
So, as a person who's on both sides, or who's been on both sides, on all the sides, considering how many hats you wear on this production,
does it all.
what was the biggest? What is the biggest? I don't know, I guess takeaway or
in terms of getting it off the ground.
Better question.
Yeah.
What surprised you about this process that you feel like maybe not a lot of people would have foreseen if they?
Of getting it going?
Yeah.
Just that you can't prepare enough. That you can't do enough pre-production. I mean...
You're like, I think I got this, and then you got there, and you were like, wait.
Wait, it's all wrong.
He was probably doing pre-production for like 2 years before we came on board.
Yeah, that's true. I had the luxury of having the script for a while and sort of, having it in my head and knowing certain things I wanted to do with it. But then in terms of the practical production and getting that together, there's just... you can't have enough time. And it was hard. In my case, I was shooting the end of season 3 and then starting season 4 at a certain point, so we kind of had a window to do the pre-production, the production, and then start the post, and then post carried into season 4 of shooting. But so it was a limited window, but just that there's always more you can do before you ever get to set. I think generally when people think about making movies, you think about being on set and shooting, but it's so much about preparing for being there, so when you get to set, you can try to execute everything you've set up, and of course play and discover and all that. But yeah, the pre-production is so important.
Yeah. I gotta give him a lot of credit there too, because you guys did a lot of prep work. So I think you really shot things smoothly. They stayed on schedule pretty well and made it
Yeah.
easier for all the producers, right?
Yeah.
So how many producers total?
This young lady, Sean, Cassandra, Ross, Nancy, and Marcus. And my friend Marcus Cole. He's gonna be like, you forgot
Don't forget
me."
about him.
Marcus is the best. Yeah, Marcus is really helpful developing the script too. Is someone I bounce ideas off a lot. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So we're gonna take some questions
Oh,
from
cool.
the audience.
Yeah, super fun.
Unless you guys, there's
Drill
anything
him.
else that you
No,
guys
we want the hard questions.
wanna throw
Put 'em in the hot
We
in
want
there.
the most
We warmed it
difficult.
up.
Yeah.
Now the audience is gonna take it home.
Oh. Ooh.
Thank you, Mr. Benjamin Lindsay.
Yeah.
This one is from Mr. Benjamin Lindsay
Mhm.
behind the camera. Just like, wait, I gotta.
Where's this handsome man?
What advice do you have for actors making their way through pilot season? How do you stay organized, level-headed, and keep your stamina up through a busy audition hall?
Oh God.
Ben with the winners.
You don't. It's hard to ask me the question because I've been on a show for 5 years and I have had the privilege of not suffering through pilot season for so long. But yes, it is. I would say one thing is focus on the things that you like and let go of the things you don't. I know some younger actors going through pilot season want to read for everything and want to do great on everything, and you can get buried in tons of scripts and tons of different characters and trying to make everything and trying to fit a bunch of auditions into one day. And I think if you can let it go, if you don't love it, if you don't need to play it, then let it go and put your time and energy into something you really care about that you really would like to work on.
That's pretty solid.
Yeah, something like that.
Nice, guys.
What do you think?
See some hearts floating.
Oh, there's a heart.
Get some pink hearts for LRBA.
This question is from Tay Wiringa. I'm sorry if I pronounced that
You
wrong.
blew that. You blew it.
I think, who...
No, Tay, just put a heart, you're good.
Okay, yeah,
Good.
get some hearts. Okay, cool. Who would you dream of working with, or who do you dream of working with most?
Oh, goodness gracious.
And that's like, that could be directors, that could be actors, that could be
That could be a
singers, because you write your own music.
million
Could be
people.
ventriloquist.
Could be
Could be
ventriloquist, which I'm
ventriloquist.
getting into. I
Could
do
be
apps
or
down next
origami
week.
artist.
Could be another, a lot of ways to go with that. There are so many folks. I don't even know where to begin. Woody Allen would be so much fun to be in a film of his. I would love to work with him. Noah Baumbach is a director that I'd really like to work with. What's his name? David O. Russell. I think he's really fantastic. I love the way he works. I would be open to him screaming at me on set. I'm into it. I love it.
He just gets you in character.
There's like a behind-the-scenes
Oh, I've
moment of
seen
Silver
that.
Linings
Oh.
Playbook where he's yelling at Jennifer Lawrence in front of the camera, and then he just goes like, "Yes, that's cinema!" And I was just like, "That guy's alive, man." He's pretty cool. What else? There's a lot of. Oh my God, Andrea Arnold is an incredible director. She's amazing. I would love to work with her. Catherine Bigelow's not so bad. By not so bad, I mean incredible. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of people doing really cool stuff these days. So yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And then this one's from Casey Rose. Thank you, Casey, for writing
Casey
in.
Rose, cool name.
From a director's standpoint, what are things actors can either do on or off camera to make your job easier?
Oh, that's a great question. That's a good question. Because it's something that I took away going back to set to work on the show was that what can I do to help the director and help facilitate the production and make things easier? And it's always nice when a director says to you, "You make my job easier." It's great because there's so many challenges in production, so anything you can do is helpful. What's something you can do? I mean, obviously be prepared, but that sort of goes without saying. Or does it? Or maybe not.
If you're a good actor,
Something
it goes
to be
without
learned.
saying. We're just going to operate on the assumption that everyone
That
here
everyone's
is not
prepared, knows their words, have made
Yeah.
some choices,
Yeah.
have some ideas about how they'd like to play it,
That's baseline.
Behave.
yeah, exactly. But be open. I know sometimes as a younger actor, I'm an old man now, but I would. You can kind of get stuck on like, this is how I'm going to play it, and this is how it has to be, and I know best. But it's fun, not fun, right? But it's helpful and can be rewarding to be open to trying to play a scene a different way, and sometimes listening to a director when you don't want to, and vice versa. As a director, it's good to remember to be open to an actor's ideas, and so I just think that give and take is the best thing. If you can get that right, then you got it. Yeah.
It's quite interesting too, obviously being on a TV series with living with a character, but often having different directors.
Yes.
And being
every
the
episode,
one to be like, hey.
Yeah. With a series, it's
I lived with this guy
Yeah.
for a while.
Yeah, the director's job on a series is so different because they come in, and the writers and the actors and the crew have been there from the beginning. So
Yeah, with films it's a little bit more intimate.
Yeah, you're running the ship certainly. I think a little bit more with a film. Yeah.
Where this question is from Jack Raymond Smart. Thank you.
His last name's Smart?
Yes.
Awesome.
Amazing. Good for you.
What are some of your favorite TV shows and why?
Game of Thrones.
Yes.
Amazing. Dragons.
There we go.
What else do I need to say? Everybody loves it. Maybe you've heard of it. What else do I like? Easy. Joe Swanberg has a show on Netflix called Easy. He's a brilliant filmmaker. The tone is amazingly awkward and honest and fresh and great. The Ozark was just really good. My friend of mine, Ben Cutchins, shot. Did you see how good was that?
It's
Bateman
so
is like
good. Bateman,
crushing, just destroying,
I
knocking
really
it out
loved
of the
him
park.
before, but wow,
Super
after
duper
watching him,
And
I
everybody's
was
like, everyone's like, oh, he's a comedian, he can't do drama, and I'm like, it's the same thing. It's the same. It's just not as funny because someone's going to shoot you in the face, you know. But he still plays it honestly, and that's what matters.
And the times when he's able to inject humor as well.
No, it's so great. I don't know. What about you, Alex? What are your favorite shows? What are you watching?
I like everything.
Yeah.
Pretty much everything, but The Blacklist.
Yeah.
Duh.
Of course, the greatest show of all
The
time.
greatest show of all time,
Yeah.
Blacklist. No, I like Designated Survivor right now. It's actually pretty cool.
Which one?
Designated Survivor.
Oh,
It's kind of
yeah,
different. It's cool.
Yeah,
I like
gotta
that.
see that.
Watch that right now.
This question is from Angela K. McAllister. Thank you.
Any relation
Angela.
to Kevin McAllister?
Right in the comments, your answer, Miss Angela. Which path do you see yourself following more?
Oh, in terms of
Acting or
writing.
directing?
Yeah, I don't know. You know, all I would like to do is work with good material. I guess anybody would say that, but whether that's behind the camera or in front of the camera, I just want to work with people I admire and respect, and work on good material. You know, it's as an actor, it's harder because you just get to read it and say yes or no. You know what I mean? Like you have to find something that really speaks to you. That you're excited about, or a director that you're excited to work with, or whatever it may be. And then as a writer-director, you may be afforded the opportunity to create your own material or tell the story that you want to tell. So that's I appreciate that. I'm up for whatever. Yeah.
Wherever the winds may take you.
But yeah, we'll make.
Gotta work with good people, right?
Yes.
I'll work with Ryan.
Yeah,
He wasn't too bad.
Yeah, we'll make another movie. So there's that. Yeah.
We may have had some freak out moments, but we fixed it.
Some
Some.
freaking out right now. The movie comes out tonight.
Yeah,
Oh,
movie comes
so
out tonight.
exciting.
Come to Village East Cinemas, guys.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Check out the film if you're
It's out
in New
tonight.
York. Yeah.
Get it on
Rent
iTunes.
it, watch it, buy a ticket.
Buy it.
And
iTunes,
Phoenix?
Amazon.
Download it.
in New York.
Twisted,
Felix.
Pop It.
Felix.
Other
Phoenix.
states going on here too.
And then next
Go to
week,
LA, New York.
Right before Aaron.com's got all the showings,
Yeah.
times, everything.
And then San Francisco.
I really love
and
that title.
Yeah,
also.
next week.
Portland. It's fun, right?
It's so good.
All right,
Because then
I'll-
when you watch the trailer, you're like, oh, he was literally right before Aaron.
I actually have a clip from
Literally,
Justin Long on
yeah.
set, like holding a turtle from a scene with Peter Gallagher, and he's like, you know what? I think the title is gonna change. I'm like, no, it's gonna stick.
It's gonna be about a turtle now. Yeah.
Like
That
it
was
was a fun
title
set.
stuff.
it was
We
a
like
really
it.
fun set. I mean, there was a lot of comedy, and Kristen Shaw was like one of the funniest people
She's
I've
so
ever
funny.
met, and John Salet. I mean, they were all great. Ryan Hansen. Everybody was really terrifically funny. Guzman, I just would try not to laugh so loud that I would ruin the take. Sometimes, you just do
Gotta
the
muffle.
exactly. I was just looking for like behind the scenes material on my phone, and I found this clip of something that didn't make it to the film, which is where Justin throws up on another character. It's not in the movie.
Might be alright that it didn't make it.
But yeah. When I was watching it, and it's
But
so
it is
funny
funny.
because as soon as it happens, you can just hear everybody stifling the laughs because it was
There's bits of corn all over.
Because there was, because we had like an
And the
apparatus with like a
vomit.
projectile.
So
It was really ridiculous. Yeah.
I have one question for you, and then we'll take
Okay,
one more
go
from
for
the
it.
audience. You
Yeah.
said that you'd work with Ryan again.
Yes.
What is your advice for people who are either looking to have their film produced in the sense of like approaching a production company, also
Yeah.
working after
I
the
mean-
fact to make your job easier?
Yeah, I mean, we've had people come out of the woodworks, I kid you not, after producing our first movie, scripts, everything. So I think that approach, number one, is fine. Like, send us your script, go to the websites of production companies. If they have a submission form, do it. Don't be afraid to network with people. Like, networking, to me, is the biggest thing. I mean, when you meet somebody, really have a conversation with them. Like, they could help your career. Like, not everything is, enough. Like, you can learn from people always. So really just networking and speaking to people and not being afraid to approach someone. I mean, Brian and I barely knew each other when we worked on the Blacklist. And
Now you know each other all too well.
Now we know each other all too well. I know what he looks like after he hasn't showered in 3 days and his hair's a mess. No, I'm just kidding.
Wow, harsh. Unbelievable.
So
Yeah, this is where we get to the dirt.
Get to the dirt
That
here.
was when we were making the film. I wasn't showering. And
Guys will be showering.
I had a
after
beard.
tonight. He had a beard. He had a very
Yeah.
long beard. But yeah,
This
just,
is as clean as I get. I can't do any better
it's very
than this.
spiffy today. Yeah. But yeah, just approach people, network, and don't be afraid.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And then we'll take one more question from the audience. This is from Francis Ramos. Thank you for writing in. Hi, Ryan.
Hi, Francis.
Big fan of the Blacklist, he says.
Thanks very much. Or she says. Francis could be a girl. We don't know.
I
Is it
think
a guy?
Francis is a man.
It's a guy. Okay, we know
Sorry.
that. Francis, are you a man or a
Calling you
woman?
a girl.
Are you a Frankie or a Francesca?
Looking forward to seeing Literally Right Before Aaron also, but what advice do you have for dealing with audition nerves?
With audition nerves, yeah. This is something I said to Backstage recently.
Who?
In a printed
Who's
interview
that?
that I did with Backstage. And I think it's...
Yes, check that out online. It's online right now.
Yeah, and I think it's really important is to try to realize how little your audition can have to do with you getting the role, in the sense that it's about so many things and whether or not you as a person and as an actor are right for this part, and 50%, if not more, of your work is done before you walk in that room, in the sense, do you look right, do you feel right, do you sound right, do you does the tone work, all these things. So I think people put too much emphasis on nailing the audition and trying to get it perfectly right, but if you're really right for this role and you blow your audition, you could still get it. And if you're really not right for it and you do an amazing audition, if I was a guy, I would say, that's an incredible actor, that was a great audition, but he or she is not right. So just realize that a lot of it's out of your control, and all you can do is do your work and do what you can, but just take some comfort knowing that you're not going to get every role, and that's okay. And then there's going to be a role that you're right for, and you're going to be great in it. So just wait for the right roles. Yeah.
That's stellar advice.
I hope so. Yeah.
That's good. You guys can get a little bit of nuggets out of there. Wisdom.
Little wisdom nuggets. Yeah.
Do you have anything else to add? Anything else you want to throw
No,
away?
just thank you guys for doing this. It's all fun to be here. We love the
Thank you for coming.
Yeah.
Yeah,
My
come see the
pleasure.
movie.
Come see
Download
the-
it.
go see the
Come
movie.
it.
Yeah.
Theaters.
Phoenix, LA,
Come
New
see
York,
Ryan
and next week
tonight.
get even wider.
For
And next
Q&A.
week it goes wide. Check it out. Literally Right Before Aaron. This is Ryan Gold and Alex.
Bye.
Thank you guys so much. Nice meeting you.